Hi everyone, my name is JJ Green. I'll quickly tell you about Origami Rocket Evolution. Right now I'm actually going on the website on my phone. And at the top you see a video. This video has Commander playing the Play Assistant, explaining the mission that Plagian Green needs to go on to form Operation Playtalion. Now, I've made a couple of comics for Artmageddon, which took place on September 28th. I passed by on a craft, so then I have my first comic, which is How I Learned to Rocket. You can get those both on Ko-fi, spelled ko-fi.com. You could click it on the site, and this helps you support me, which means that you could get the comics for free, but if you're able to afford it, you could support me so I could continue to do things like make more comics, print them, give them out in the community, and make sure that more kids are learning about the programs, especially the things that are free. If you go to the comic book, I quickly tell you the story. It started when I was young. It fast forwarded, it went from the first grade when I was first learning the rocket, third grade when my brother helped me remember it forever, around the 8th grade when I found ways to make new versions of the rocket, and around in my 30s where I wrote the whole book and added the origami boat, or I would call it the speed boat. So you can learn about the whole story, you can learn the rocket for free, and this is what's on the website. You could go down on the free sample page, you'll put your email, your first name, your last name, and your name is required. You could put your last initial, it's fine. We just really need your email and your first name, and that's it. This is very important because in the free book, I already told you, you get to learn how to do the rocket, and you also learn about thinking like a pilot. Well, you learn about the 5 hazardous attitudes of a pilot. This is very important because this is what taught me how to think to complete the book. It taught me how to think to get across the pool as I learned how to swim. And it also is helping me learn how to make better decisions at chess. And I could come up with a lot of more reasons, but I'm not going to waste your time. I think once you learn how a pilot thinks, it will probably make you appreciate every teacher, see the world in a different way. But those are just 2 things. I don't want to tell you what will happen. I just would want to make those 2 guesses that you will see teachers as more important and you'll just see the world in a different way. I'm happy to hear what happens to you. I don't want to guess. I actually want to know. So again, always email me at jjorigami@gmail.com. And if you find a new way to reach me on my website or contact form, contact us and I'll definitely be happy to read it. There's a lot of help we could get from parents. I'm trying to use this framework called UDL, ICT, and PBIS. These frameworks are good because they help you involve the community, make sure that everyone's reached, and then make sure that we're not always teaching people without thinking about their emotions. One last thing I might have left out is that we use a lot of technology. For example, when you get the free sample or up to the ebook that I'll speak about in a second, you'll be able to get the whole system on an ebook and a PDF. That's important because whether it's a sample or the full book, the ebook has alt text, which is behind the pictures. It's information within the pictures where I put extra information to help people learn about the book. In the future, people could give me feedback and I can make that a better process. So if someone, for example, wasn't able to fully see the book, I could put a better alt text that could help someone understand the book without seeing. So that's one of the visions I have. So if you have a lot of ideas for feedback, you could contact me on the website or look to fill out any of my after book reading, I would call them evaluation forms. On these forms, you could tell me anything. I try to keep space for the kids, space for the parents to speak, but at the end of the day, you could always email me and tell me how I can make my book better.